Hey everybody, Mom H with Honey Hollow Homestead. Now, let me see if we can put some characters in the picture here. Yeah, you want to talk about a very, very confused horse. Let me see here. I had my neighbor bring me 2 round bales this time. And the first one he dropped off was this one right here. It's specifically for the goats. I need to shift the tarp over a little bit. I put the tarp on it because it was raining. Okay, Sheba? We're supposed to get more rain today and tomorrow. And then a break, and then more rain. Hello, Sheba. Yeah, I know. I'm sitting here talking to this funny looking thing again. Yes, I am. See, there's Sheba. And just in case you're wondering, there's a sheep. Now, that brings me to what I kind of wanted to talk about. Hello, Sheba. Okay. I've been thinking about my farm, cost, what I need to provide, what I need to buy, sustainability, livestock, everything like that. Okay. Right now, I'm putting out a lot for hay. Okay. I go through now with Honey. A round bale will last her 2 weeks if she's the only one on it. Okay. With the goats on it, a week. And we'll see how long this one lasts for the goats. Honey can get to that round bale from the other side of the fence, but it's not easily accessible because it's not butt up against the fence. One corner is, but not the whole thing. So, and the sheep, they've been at this round bale, they've been at Honey's round bale, and as you saw, they graze. Okay, even in early February, they're grazing. Okay. Who's belly aching? Lucy? I hear you. Anyway. I'm just kind of like throwing this stuff out there. Okay, goats are browsers. They'll graze a little bit, but primarily they want to browse. Okay, that's from chest up. Okay, goats they prefer to eat from chest high up. Sheep prefer to eat chest high down. Okay, and that is what I've seen. That's what I've observed between the goats and the sheep. Now the sheep will eat hay, but like I said, they have an opportunity to eat the hay down in the pasture that's for Honey. And they were at it for a little bit, okay? But then it's their decision. They came out here and they're grazing up on the hill. Now they are eating a little bit of leaves, but they're also eating a lot of the dead grass and stuff. That's their preference. The goats, right now, they're primarily on the hay. What are you goats belly aching about? Someone's crying. Oh, I don't know. I think Lucy might be going into heat. I'm not sure. But anyway, now it's sunny. Okay, that's Daisy, and Sunny is over there somewhere belly aching at her. So the goats seem to, they'll go for the hay, Now, this time of year, they do go out and kind of see what there is out there to browse on. There's not a lot right now. There's been a little bit, but not a lot. So they're not out for very long, and then they come back. Okay, but they do go out and look. The sheep, they're grazing more than they're eating the hay. Now, the thing is that when I've been doing a lot of listening between sheep farmers and goat farmers, okay, and when it comes to sheep, you are, when the lambs are young, about 2 months old, then you're feeding creep feed, and that bulks them up, okay, helps them grow faster. From what I gather from other goat farmers who have experimented with creep feed for their goats, it doesn't really add anything, it just adds to the cost. It doesn't add to the productivity of the goats. So they have two different areas, okay? The goats primarily on the hay, not so much on the creep. The sheep on the creep, not so much on the hay. I mean, you're still going to need some hay for the sheep. So I'm just kind of thinking down the road. Now, as you've known, as I've mentioned before, I planted bamboo, okay? I've got a patch, let me see here. I think it's, if I'm pointing in the right way, over this way here, on the other side of the board fence. There's a patch of bamboo. That was last year's. I planted that last year. Okay. And then I have another plot of bamboo that it's in its second year up here on the hill. And that has done very well. I see that it's getting established, and the, what do they call them? The combs? Anyway, the stalks of the bamboo and the leaves from the bamboo, they have stayed green all winter, okay? And this one here, it's lost a lot of its leaves. I don't know if it's been from, I've caught sheep in there a couple times, but they didn't really seem to bother the bamboo too much. Or if it's just natural. They're two different species, and I don't remember what's what, okay? But this one seemed to lose its leaves, and I noticed that with the first one I planted too. That first year, it seemed to lose most of its leaves. So I'm hoping maybe it was just from the transplanting and stuff like that. Maybe this one will keep its leaves longer through the winter next year. So the bamboo, the reason I planted bamboo is as forage for the goats. And at the time when I decided I was going to do the bamboo, I hadn't decided on the sheep. Why did I get the sheep? Because I like lamb, and it's really hard to find lamb in the grocery store around here, and if you do find it, it's very expensive. More so than beef. It's like, okay, so I guess if I want to have lamb at any time, and I do like to have a roast of lamb at Easter, okay? It's just what I like. Hey, behave yourself. Little miss, don't be a brat. She is a brat. So that's the primary reason why I got the sheep, is to put meat on my table. Okay? Now, I had, as you know, I did butcher one of my goats this past year, and the goat is fine. I would do another one, but I have to wait and see what I get this year in the way of kids and what I get in the way of lambs. These are both first time ewes, you know, that they'll be lambing for the first time this year. As far as I can tell, they're both bred. Hi, Sonny. Anyway, so I'm trying to think of where I'm going to go with my farm. Okay, the handling system I'm hoping to get in this year, Lord willing, and the tractor stays all together. That can work for both sheep and goats. Okay, if the bamboo takes off and if I have enough, that will help to provide for the goats. The goats are really doing an awesome job of clearing up the property when it comes to the brush. Okay, they've even gone a little bit beyond my property line, and it's been fine. My neighbors are aware, fully aware, that I let my goats roam. I'm well away from any main roads, so that's not an issue. And my neighbors are not that close. Okay, and so far it's not been an issue, and I've told them if it becomes an issue, let me know. Now I am, as I can afford it, putting in fence, but also my property, there is a lot of hill. Like there's a hill right behind me. Let me see, turn you around. You see, that's all hill. Okay, and it goes up, and that's my property. Okay, I don't know about anybody else, but I am not really looking forward to putting up fence up there. So, and the guy I had put this fence in, the board fence that you see behind me, he didn't seem too anxious to do hill work either. But he didn't say it, but I could tell he wasn't really all that into it. It would probably cost me more money too for hill work because it is more labor intensive. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I'm hoping to get more fence in down here, the lower land, and maybe still let them out, you know, on the hillside. It's just something I'm seeing how it goes. I'm playing that by ear. Okay, I mainly want more control when it comes to kidding and lambing, right after they kid, right after they lamb, and we'll just see how that goes. Okay, but I want more choices when it comes to fencing and paddocks and pastures and whatnot. So we'll see. I'm trying to get that sorted out. So, you know, I'm planning. I'm trying to plan. I'm thinking on these things. Having the two different species, from what I understand, their manure is similar, nutrient-wise, for the ground and whatnot. So I don't think there's a lot of difference between the two, but still, their impact on the land is a little bit different between the two. The goats keep the brush down, the sheep to a certain degree, but the goats seem to clear it a little bit better. So at least you can see. I noticed on the other side of my creek where I had areas where there was no way I could even get into, okay, because the brush was so thick. Well, the goats have thinned it out a lot. It's not completely cleaned out, but they have really thinned it out a lot. So anyway, the idea to deal with raising the goats and the sheep not only is to put meat on my table, but also to help to benefit the land, okay, and also to generate an income. Up to now, they have cost me more than they've provided for me, okay? And I don't know, I have to sit down and do the figuring, maybe even next year, when I review this last year, it'll still come out that they've cost me more than what I've earned from them. Well, I didn't earn anything last year, really, so I guess they did. But this coming year, I should have more kids. The sheep, they're still developing. If I'm hoping I'm assuming there's going to be singles from these two. I'm hoping, Lord willing, I get one ewe and one ram. If I get one ram lamb, he will be for my dinner table. Okay? And that's how it's going to be. Okay? The goats, well, we'll see. Is that Angie? Angie? No, that's Violet, I think. At Honey's round bale. And Honey is up here at the goat round bale. Of course, can you see? See right there? I thought it was Angie. Angie has a red chain on because Angie is an independent soul. She will go away from the rest of the herd to eat. You know, she'll go on the other side of the fence or what have you. Angie is Moo-Moo's daughter. And if you don't remember, I lost Moo-Moo last year to an accident. So Angie is an orphan. But that's not Angie. That is Violet, it looks like from here. Dottie's up here. So, Dottie has dots on her ears. So anyway, hello Cinnamon, yes. My dear, you look almost as big as your mother. Yes, you do. You're definitely having twins, at least this year. She had a single last year. Let me see here. There's Cinnamon right there. I can't keep a collar on her. For whatever reason, I cannot keep a collar on her. But she's a sweetheart. You gonna come see me? You don't want to walk through the mud, do you? Yeah, she's very sweet. She'll let me touch her. What, Coco? Coco is her mother. Where is she? Coco's out of the frame. There she is. There's Coco. Hello, Coco. I got nothing. See? I got nothing. Yep. I know, Sheba. Hello, Cinnamon. You're like, I know. Everybody's nosy. Everybody's nosy. Okay. But she is quite wide. And so's her mother. Her mother had triplets last year. Yeah. Hello, Mama. You're being friendly. Since when? I don't have anything. This is unusual for you. Mama doesn't usually want anything to do with me. Well, that is highly unusual for Mama to come up here. I mean, she just doesn't. Yeah. Hello, Cinnamon. I don't know if she thinks I'm handing treats out or what. Yes. What have you been doing to Mama? Mama's letting me pet her. Man, I tell you, okay, you saw it here first, folks. Mama is standing here letting me pet her. Look at this. Look at this. She's never done this. She has never, ever let me pet her. Never. I have to grab her. Are you happy? Huh? This is like, Mama doesn't do this. Yeah, Mama doesn't do this, does she? No. Holy mackerel. We're going to get snow now, for sure. Yeah. Holy mackerel. I'm in a state of shock. Get him, Sheba. I don't know. She heard the roosters or chickens or something. Oh, anyways. So, I'm trying to sort out the next step. Okay, like I've said before, the retaining wall, the pole barn, and a handling system. That is what is in the works. Okay, it's in the works. Hopefully we can get this retaining wall done. I'm hoping by the end of April. Okay, I have to get the retaining wall done by May because that's the deadline, so that I can turn in my paperwork and receipts and get my reimbursement money, and then I can go on and get fencing done. And then I got to figure out what to do. It's your tree management, forest management, whatever, is something I have to look at. I got to do a lot of cleaning up around here. What? Coco. I got Coco right here. Cinnamon behind me. Cinnamon is Coco's daughter. Hey, did you give up, Violet? Violet's back up here now. And I got to, with the fencing, I don't know how other people do this, okay? With all this cuteness around me, okay? Yeah, I know. And just trying to get the farm to where it at least pays for itself, okay? Like I've mentioned before, my husband and I are on Social Security, okay? My husband's health is not the best. And let's face it, realistically, he's not going to be around forever, okay? So I'm looking at that. When he's gone, my income decreases. So if I can at least get the farm to where it is paying for itself, I'll be okay. Okay? I mean, even if it doesn't, as far as I can tell with the bills and everything, I'd be okay. I wouldn't be rolling in it, okay? But I'd be okay. And if worse comes to worse, and I had to sell the property with today's prices, I'd be okay. I don't want to sell the property. I want to stay here. I want to die here. Okay? So I don't want to sell. But if I had to, if it came right down to it, you know, that would be an option that it's there as a last resort. But I'm hoping that I can get this farm to where it is actually paying for itself. Right, Coco? Right, Coco? Wouldn't that be a nice thing? Of course, if you keep giving me triplets, you're so wise. She's got a month to go. 4 more weeks. This one too. So, anyway, this video has gone on long enough. I'm going to go in and warm up. It's chilly, and I got to maintain the fire, and also I got more wood I got to do. This morning, besides doing the round bales, I lined the chicken coop, and I cut wood, and I split wood, and I gave the boys hay, and I took wood in the house. I got the fire going. I got other things I got to do, but at least the goats have hay for a day or two. We'll see. They're really tearing into that hay quite a bit. So anyway, this is definitely long enough, and I keep getting distracted. Oh, so this is Mom Mitch with Honey Hollow Homestead, giving you an update on where my brain is, where my thoughts are, when everything going on around here. So I will talk to y'all later. Have a good one, and stay warm because we got another cold front coming through. Talk to y'all later.